Hey guys, my name is Yohan, and welcome to my channel, YoFrags. Thank you all for being here with me, and today we will be talking about Xerjoff's Torino21. I've mentioned this in the past. Xerjoff's one of my favorite niche houses as well, but this one is special, especially for the hot summer weather. Springtime as well. This fragrance, oh my goodness, you can't go wrong. It is so luxurious. But before we continue to talk about this, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, Xerjoff's presentation is second to none. Nice leather box. It's got the Xerjoff X there. Very hardy. Got the nice Xerjoff X there. Just everything about Xerjoff screams luxury. Like, you can really see the time and the effort that they spend crafting these boxes and even working on the designs and the presentation. You will not be disappointed. And of course, presentation is very subjective to certain people, or in general, it's very subjective. And the importance does vary person per person. But for me, and I'm sure you guys are already aware, I am a sucker for presentation. So this is the 50 ml. It comes in, I believe, 50 ml travel size and then the 100 ml. I actually had the 100 milliliter version, but I sold it because at the time I also had Amouage's Beach Hut Man. And for me, it was like, they weren't similar by any means, but I felt that it was redundant to own both. So I sold this one reluctantly. But then later on, I ended up selling Amouage Beach Hut Man. So then I was left without either of them. And that was criminal on my end. So now, thankfully, I was able to get a partially used bottle for very, very cheap. I believe I paid like $120. And I couldn't be happier with that decision. Like, I had to scoop it up right away. If you've never tried this fragrance before, I highly recommend it. In the top, we have mint, lemon, basil, and thyme. In the mid notes, we have blackcurrant, rosemary, lavender, and jasmine. In the base, we have lemon verbena and musk. This, to me, is a luxurious mojito. Just you're sipping on that mojito, you're doing your thing, you're living life. Life is great, it's super bright. This is such an uplifting scent that, honestly, this definitely rivals Roja Oceania for me. And I'm sure you guys are already well aware, I love Roja Oceania. They are very different scents. This one definitely has more of those green facets, that mint being the most prominent note that I get. But it is so delicious. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like you can almost drink it, like slurp it up. Sorry for the word choice, but that's like the best way to describe it. And to go with Xerjoff, longevity, 12 plus hours, easy. Like, you will not struggle to get longevity from any of Xerjoff's fragrances. Especially for a summer banger. I know we always talk about, it doesn't last long, it's not doing it, it just disappears after an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, even the extreme cases. But this one, it's gonna last you all day, even more, honestly. Projection is huge, not necessarily room filler, depending on the sprays, right? But with 4 sprays, easily get past arm's length for me for the first 3 to 4 hours, honestly. And then after that, it always stays at a very respectable and comfortable scent bubble. And the trail it leaves is also just super bubbly, lively, and bright. This is one of those fragrances where you really can't go wrong. It's super mass appealing, super luxurious, but it's also unique. You know, that mint, the way it plays off on the lemon, and then you get the green notes of the basil and thyme. Yeah, the only way I can describe it is just a mint mojito with some lemon lime. You're wearing really wavy clothing, like almost silky, as it just kind of bellows in the wind. I don't know if those visuals really help me personally, and that's kind of what I imagine. And honestly, when I wear this fragrance, I typically will have very loose, bellowing button down, maybe some trousers, or even, you know, like a more casual, just shorts, t-shirt vibe, depending where you are. I do highly recommend trying, right? We've talked about this all the time. Try before you buy. But I think you can't go wrong with this scent, quite honestly. You can easily blind buy this, in my personal opinion. Doesn't smell like lemon cleaner. It's not super heavy on the lemon. It's very green, very citrusy, and then that musk really, really carries through, helps with longevity, helps smooth out those sharp notes, and it really makes you feel refreshed, if that makes sense. And the one gripe I have with Oceania, his longevity is great. It's 8+ hours, up to 8 hours on my skin, depending on how many times I spray. It could be like 8+. But the projection after the first hour or so, a little maybe like hour to 2 hours, it does go into a scent bubble, but it doesn't project as much as this one. And not saying it's like a deal breaker for me, right? I still think Oceania is my number one summertime, springtime fragrance. But this one is constantly pushing off of my skin. And in the hot weather, and even when I'm just walking around, I can catch whiffs of this constantly. Compared to Oceania, I don't get as reminded comparatively, right? But I always say you gotta try it before you buy it. See how it works on your skin, because obviously these are all my personal opinions and my personal experiences that I've had with this fragrance. So I highly encourage you to check it out. This is pretty hard to come by on most discounters. They will sell out relatively quick, but I mean, yeah, also even on the like gray market, aftermarket communities, especially during the summertime. Yeah, these are kind of far in between, but I highly recommend trying them out. Go to a local Neiman Marcus. I believe they have Xerjoff. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do. Don't quote me on it though. But if you can get a decant, highly recommend. I mean, even like a 2 ml, you know, that'll last you. You're only spraying 4 to 5 times. It'll last you like 20 to 30 wearings, really. So, highly recommend giving it a shot. I can almost guarantee you won't regret it. It is really, really rivaling Oceania for me at this moment. Like, I am always reaching for this recently, and even when it's dark out, it works so well. When it's bright out, when it's hot out. Today it was slightly rainy, and I still wore this, and it just felt right. And I think the way a fragrance makes you feel is very important, if not the most important. Of course, compliments are nice, and how people will, you know, smell you is very important. But I hope, and I would like to hope that, you know, we wear fragrances for ourselves first and foremost, and then being mindful of the people around us, just like a courtesy, you know. But again, these are just my thoughts and my opinions, so please take them with a grain of salt. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, and God bless.